Well, hello there, and welcome to another Pokeball video, where this time I'm gonna be starting a new project called Cervus Zoo. This is the first episode, and if you can already tell by the name of the project, the thumbnail, or the title of this video, it's gonna be a zoo, and not a realistic one, because I have no idea how to build a realistic zoo. But I just felt like building a zoo really, so that's what I'm gonna do this series. Starting off with the entrance today, and also a little bit of a fountain, which is part of the entrance plaza, which is also gonna contain a souvenir a restaurant, and I don't even know what else yet, because I haven't finished building it. But I've already finished the stuff I'm gonna be building in episode 2, which is gonna be the restaurant and a part of a bear enclosure. And for episode 3 there's gonna be a souvenir shop, which is gonna be a completely custom building. But let's just talk a bit about what I'm building today, which is of course the entrance, as I already said. And I'm gonna use the sandcastle pieces, which you can also already see. I first tried to go for the red towers, but I found that there's only one red tower in sandcastle stuff. Most of it is pink and a bit of blue. So I went with pink in the end, even though it's not really my favorite color. I prefer red and blue. But I'm also going to be using red and blue in different buildings where I don't need that many different pieces. Here you can see me deciding that I actually only want the pink towers for the entrance, because I don't really want some kind of weird rainbow thing going on. And don't get me wrong, I don't have homophobia or something, I just don't like the color pink, or, well, a lot of different colors in one thing. Because, red, pink and blue doesn't really combine that well, if you ask me, at least not the pink that we have in this game, and especially not if you also combine it with the sandcastle. So that's why I only went for pink in the end. And I'm also gonna be using the modern walkways, because it's, after all, a modern zoo. It's not like I'm gonna build a medieval zoo or something. I don't really want that level of unrealistic stuff. I do want to keep it somewhat believable as far as that's possible in this game. So, yeah. Also, you could probably already tell, but this is quite old footage, because, well, the mechanics and stuff are a bit different now in the menus. It's because the original inspiration for the series came from the release of Planet Zoo, because I'm a really big fan of the Planet series, especially Planet Coaster. I still prefer it over Planet Zoo, because, well, I really like theme parks. If it would be possible in this game, I would probably build a theme park instead of a zoo. But that's not really possible at all, so I decided to go for a zoo in the end. But that's also kind of why it's a huge castle as an entrance, which doesn't really make sense for a zoo, but it would make sense for a theme park. At least a theme park with budget. Because it's not really a small castle or something, even though it ain't huge or something. It's still not a small one. But you would not really see this in a zoo, because, well, zoos don't really have that big of an entrance, because their sheer budget is really like this, and their architecture is way different from theme parks. That's something I do know, because theme park is more about looking good, and zoo architecture also has to serve a function most of the time. That's why it's, well, not really that big, but it's a little bit more functional and realistic. And when I say realistic, I don't mean like it's something like a fairy tale castle or something, which you do sometimes see in the theme park. For example, in the Efteling, they're all over the place. But you don't really have it in a zoo, because, well, most of the time that's castle is, or for really, I'm gonna use silver terms here, serving as a weenie. And with the word weenie, I mean stuff like Disney Castle, things that really stand out and really makes you think of the park itself. That's something zoos don't really have, because zoos really want to attract guests by having a lot of different animals and a lot of unique animals, which are not really weenies. Well, I mean, if you have a lot of budget, you can really make a cool habitat, but Most of the time, it's like a huge castle or something that stands out massively in the landscape that you can even see from afar. So that's not really a weenie. But enough talking about weenies now. I think I should maybe talk a bit about the future of the series. I'm planning on about 10 episodes or so, but I can't really tell right now because there are very few animals that I can actually put in the zoo. I mean, I could make stuff like a dragon habitat or something, but well, as I am not sure about that yet. I do know for sure that I'm gonna put stags and bears in because I've already built part of the bear enclosure. And stags, well, as everyone said, the name of the series is Cervus Zoo, and Cervus is Latin for stag, and that's also why there is a stag in the logo of this series. Now let's talk a bit about the editing. I'm gonna be speeding everything up 6 times at least for this episode. I'm not sure about the rest because I know for sure that I'm gonna be going far more detailed in episode 3, which I'm gonna be building a completely custom souvenir shop, which is gonna use a lot of details. Even the walls are gonna be completely custom because I'm gonna be using fences and such from a lot of different themes. Spoilers. And well, I'm not sure yet about the music because I still gotta find some music for the series. I guess you will hear some music in the background right now, so I'm curious how what I ended up choosing. And for the commentary, I have no idea how much I'm gonna talk. For this episode, I'm gonna be talking for at least half the episode, I think, because um, I think we're almost halfway there, and I'm still talking. So yeah, maybe I'll even make it to the end. But I'm sure not gonna make it to the end of every episode because, well, I don't have too much to talk about because I don't really have that much of a spectacular life or something. And I don't really have a lot of life stories at all because, well, I'm still quite young. And I spend basically most of my free time playing games like Pokeball, listening to music, and sometimes doing something for school. Not that often, but sometimes I do because, well, I do want to make it to next year's class and stuff. I also play football in my spare time. I'm a center back or a center midfielder, and I'm not talking about the American variant, but the British one, which I prefer over the American one, even though I sometimes kind of do play it like the American one, because, well, I do realize football is a contact sport, and, well, I'm quite a big guy, so I use my body quite often during football, legal matters, of course. I also like to draw, and when I draw dragons, characters for D&D, or a combination of them, like Dragonborns, which are kind of characters of D&D. And sometimes I draw cars, but not really that often because I'm just not that good at drawing cars. I'm quite a bit better at drawing, well, D&D characters. And no, I'm not an absolute D&D pro or something. I've been playing it for like a month or so now, and the only characters I have played are Dragonborns because, well, I like dragons, and I'm not allowed to play an actual dragon. So I went with Dragonborns, and I've only played 2 characters so far, one of which was a Dragonborn Paladin, and the other one was a Dragonborn Sorcerer, which I'm now multiclassing with Paladin, so there's full, I'd say. And there's one more thing I want to talk to you about in this commentary, and that's streaming, because I no longer stream on YouTube from now on, and I'll be streaming on Twitch. You can just find me with the normal Twitch link with Hydra Extreme behind it, Hydra underscore Extreme. And I'll still be streaming Pokeball and building in Fuego and stuff. But I did a stream yesterday, it got taken down because of the music, and I figured I do still want to listen to whatever music I want to listen myself. So I'm just gonna play music on Twitch because, well, they won't take the stream down there most likely. So Just so you know, there will also be a link in the description. I'll be streaming probably this Sunday, but I'm not too sure yet. Working on Fuego as always, where I'm building a giant demon statue that is chained to a bunch of rocks. So make sure to tune in if you feel like watching it, of course. I really like to have some active chat there, but well, I don't have a lot of followers yet there. So be sure to check it out. Link in the description, as I already said. But that's gonna do it for this commentary. For now, I'll leave you alone with music, and I'll see you later. Bye.